to discuss Pareto Priority Index, that is also called PPI. This is a great technique and useful technique to identify the Six Sigma project. So before we go further on the Excel part, let's learn more about PPI. I've given the link in the description. I'll keep this link in the description. I prepared in Sway. Let's go ahead and learn more about it. So as I mentioned that the main key intention behind the Pareto Priority Index came into existence is that it is the method to evaluate the project and it is often used in Six Sigma project, right? And Pareto, you all know who has invented the Pareto and all that. It is just an extension to Pareto Priority Index, more from the identifying the project standpoint. So this is the formula, Pareto Priority Index, the cost into probability of success by cost into time of completion. We're going to talk more about the saving. There are four factors. One is the amount of money saved by implementing the project, the probability of success, the likelihood of the project achieving its stated goal or expressed as a percentage or whatever the metric you have. And then cost, the total cost of implementing the project or how much money we are going to spend to it, right? Time to complete, the amount of time required to complete the project, right? So this is the one. The main thing is there is no threshold in it, but however, one of the ground rule is that high PPI indicate that the project is a high priority. That's the only thing. But there is no hard and fast or a threshold rule is available. While a low PPI indicate the project with many risks and also a long completion time. We'll talk about what goes from this standpoint. Mathematically, also we'll talk about why these two are directly proportionate and why if these are indirectly proportionate, if we delay this one, if we, for example, time of completion, if we increase it, so PPA value will come down and things like this. So we'll talk more about that. This part we are going to directly learn from Excel, and then there is also quiz is there that you have to take it, and all you have to do is that you have to comment it. For example, this is the quiz, and the same thing has been given there, and you have to figure out which project is good and why project one or all the way to project four and which project is good, right? And then you also have the for more information you can catch up the playlist also as well. Let's go back to Excel. So there are three projects were there, and I have added one more project. So totally there are four. These three project is coming from the example of Six Sigma demystified. Sorry, page number 47, and you can find it the value. So first of all, so saving. This is the four value. So these two things are goes in numerator, right? And these two things goes in denominator. Maybe I'll keep it one color. So the idea is that the reduction, always the project goal has to start with the verb, reduction and increase and all that, right? Reduction of cycle time in PO. Okay. So 2000 to 20K, right? So how we can format it actually, like for example, always you express the same unit for these two so that your calculation becomes much easier. For example, let's say I'm just deleting it. I'm just giving the value like 100, right? Automatically is converting into this one. What I will do, I will just do one more time and I will keep it like, so this one, I'll keep it as it is as a number. Okay. Let's say you have 100 and you have various value. For example, let's say in the beginning we have saw this is the values were there, right? 220 and all that. All you can do is that these values you can convert into K. For example, 220K, you can see thousands, and then you can see here it has been inputted as 400,000 and then 700. So all you can do is select this one, go to control one, go to custom 0, comma K. If you want decimal value, you can also keep it. For example, let's say if you want decimal, you can also get the decimal value also as well, right? And as per your format, you can do it. But for us, what we can do is that we can just keep it. We don't need this. We can just 0, comma is important, and this one. Okay. And then keep it like this. So the same thing, control one, and then keeping it as. So if you want decimal, you can also have it decimal. But let's say we don't need a decimal. We can just invoke by just removing it, that dot value. Decimal we don't need, we can just remove it. Okay, similarly, the same concept has been applied here also as well. Okay. And then probability of success. This you can keep it like nominal data, like, you can put like 0, 25, 50, 75, 100 and all that. So reduction of cycle time to 20K is savings expected and 90% probability of one. And then if these two values are high, automatically PPA will be high, right? And then cost, how much investment we are going to do it, 5K. And the time, the completion month is, let's say, 13, like 3.5 month or 4 month, let's say 4 month, right? So that's the reason, like if you look at here, this formula, these two are basically indirectly proportional, right? If I increase the time of completion, what will happen? The PPA will come down. For example, initially the value was 3.5, right? So what I did, I just increase it to 4, right? So automatic the PPI value 13, it came down to 9, just 9.9, right? All you can do is that you always try to complete in the lesser time. Let's say I'm just giving like 3 months here. Instead of 3.5 month was there before, let's say I'm just keeping it in 3 months, right? So 3 month project, let's say we are trying to complete it, and this is the main important factor. So this one should be always higher because this is directly proportional. If you have a saving more than that, for example, let's say you have 42 K for 420K, then again your PPA has got so much increase now, right? And then I'm just keeping it back to 220. Okay, so this is the effect, and then sometime you might have it. The project might take, for example, in this case, the project is taking this 10 months to complete, but it has, let's say, has the higher probability of success, right? Still, it shows that the PPA value is very very low, right? So this is the one of the downfall of Pareto priority index. So sometimes you have to consider what factor is important. For example, let's say if you have a factor that time of completion, sometimes Six Sigma project takes a lot of time, and it eventually might take more than 6 months and all that, right? So then if it doesn't matter, then you can leave it. So for example, let's say I'm just keeping like 4 or 5 months, and still it's a beautiful project and has got higher level of success and all that, right? So depend upon this one, you can definitely choose it. Let me just keep it like here 75 percentage, and let me say it is 6 months to complete. Okay, so you can see the automatically from this value, the formula get automatically applied. So we can just apply the formula one more time. So equal to saving time probability of success divided by how much cost will have and what's the duration, completion time, and then drag it. So what I did, I just did a conditional formatting. You can do that condition formatting like different ways you can do it, right? So for example, you can take this as a first project, priority 2, priority 3 and all that, right? Let's say net worth, and maybe we are increasing this one. Let's say we are trying to complete just in just 2 months, right? So, and then let's say the cost is going to be very 5K. So you can see that this has become priority 2, right? So it depends on these factors. So mostly because it's a denominator, if you try to decrease the cost, decrease the completion one, this will have a good effect on PPI, right? The same thing I have changed it to priority 2 here, and then this has become the priority 3, and then this is priority 4 or not worth it, whatever you would like to call it. So this is the example what we have seen it. One more example you can see here. This is the random example. Project 1 all the way to project 4. Remember all the values, this one and this one. Let's say if you're trying to keep it like million, keep it the same thing in million, right? So let's set K. Let's say I'm just going with the same numerator and denominator so that KK will get cancelled. So mathematically, so let's say this value, and you can see the project 1 has got zero point 0.7 PPI value, and project 2 is 3.756, right? 5.6. So please feel free to comment and let me know which project you will take as a priority. And if you wanted to still adjust, let's say if you believe that this is not going to take 30 months, this might take just a year. That means you can again adjust and let me know which project do you think that is most ideal to take it. I hope you enjoyed. Please do like, share, subscribe channel. You have a wonderful day.